Okay, I think that we can get started with today's EduCandy. My name is Johan Elena, and I am the VP of Sales here at Deviates, so I'm responsible for the sales of Aiolo's Forecast Studio and other solutions that we have. I would like to start off and say thank you for taking your time to listening to this EduCandy session today about Aiolo's quality service. We are very happy to have you. And if you have any questions during or after the webinar, you can use your interface for GoToWebinar and simply type in your question. You have a tab that's called Questions, and there you could simply type it in, and we will, in the end of this session, have a Q&A and try to answer all the questions that you have today. You're, of course, welcome to contact your sales representative or any of the consultants here at Deviates for further information if you have more questions afterwards. So let's get started here with Aiolo's quality service and what that is. So we have been working with forecast for a long time, as you know, and we always see that no matter what type of client that you are, if you're a TSO or if you're responsible for the balance load, or if you're a trader or a energy producer, you all have the same everyday challenge of producing high quality forecasts. So we have given it some thought and see how can we help you with this in other ways that we are already doing today. And that is what Aiolo's quality is, the result of that question. So I will show you a presentation that explains Aiolo's quality service, and then my colleague Andre will give you a brief tour of what we have today, because Aiolo's quality service is still in development as we speak. So a few parts are missing in the live software. So the situation today for you as clients, as we see it, of course, this could differ a little bit depending on what type of client you are, but we see three different parts that you do today. You have data control, and you will have a background check of the processes that run in Aiolo's, and you have some type of reporting, we think, for forecasting accuracy and for the wind forecast and things like that. So if we start with the data control here, some of the things that we think you do today is a check of historical data for gaps and for spikes, check the history for manual changes that you have or your team has made previously, compare the import and exports. And when it comes to the background processes, to check if you have a valid weather forecast, or several of them if you're using the multiple weather forecasts. Check any data import protocols, check the automatic forecast process if you use that. As you know, Aiolo's could be run completely automated. The same goes for the export protocols, and to check if autotune is applied, general data availability, adaption, what date type that's used, fraction numbers, etc. There are a lot of things that's going on in the background that you as the user need to check to have the best forecast. And when it goes for the reporting, as I said before, it's about checking the accuracy in different terms, checking the number of valid observations for the weather, making some kind of executive summary maybe on a monthly basis or similar, and things like that you would like to take out of Aiolo's and present for yourself or someone else. So these are some of the tools that you most likely will recognize from today's system. We have fetch history up here on the left-hand side to check for gaps, etc. And we have the same for the weather forecast. We have the fraction numbers, and we have a error message if something is wrong with the forecast itself, and the same goes with export and the accuracy report that you can see in follow-up today. So some of the things that Aiolo's quality service is we already have, but they are spread out there. They are more or less manual, and today we are trying to make them more automated so that you can get more help from Aiolos. So why is this manual approach a problem? Well, for first, you have huge data sets, and some of you clients, you have 24-hour obligations, meaning that you will have to have staff up and running all day, all time. And you could also have an intraday forecast that is very time consuming. It could be that you have new staff that has a learning curve. That means an extra risk when it comes to the forecast accuracy. And overall, you have very complex settings with the need for some kind of summary to see what are the settings that we are making or basing this forecast on today. So that was where we are right now, and now I will talk about what is the future with Aiolos Quality Service. So Aiolos Quality Service is divided into 4 different parts as we see it, but they blend together quite well. So you as a user might not see this as obvious with 2 or 4 parts here in this, for this Aiolos Quality Service. So we will start with the first one, that is monitoring of the data itself. The second part is monitoring the processes. The third part is some kind of business intelligence report. And the fourth part that I haven't touched on yet is a supervisory service that we in the Aiolos team could offer if you like. So these are the 4 parts of Aiolos Quality Service. And for at least 3 of these, you could get external notifications if something is wrong. So that could mean that you get a text message or you get an email, something like that. If Aiolos detects something that is making your forecast less accurate or means that you cannot actually make a forecast, that could also be the situation. So this goes for the automated processes, but also for the more manual approach that we in our team can help you with. So we can alert you if we see anything as well. Let's start with advanced data monitoring. So with advanced data monitoring, you as a user could set up filter boundaries for any parameter that goes in and out of Aiolos. So this means that you could say to the software that I would like to be notified if we have a data gap in the historical data that's more than X hours, or if we find a spike that is maybe 130% over the regular boundaries that we have set, or the regular limit that we have. And so you can basically filter out anything that you would like. And this also goes for the 4th point here, detecting forecast deviates, if the forecast deviates too much from previous version. So if you have a day-ahead forecast and then you make an intraday forecast and that differs a lot, you will have a notification. In this case, that doesn't necessarily have to mean that there is a problem, but it could be that you need to check it a little bit more manually to make sure that that's the case. It will also detect changes of values. It could follow up on weights and fractions. And in the end, Aiolos Quality Service could block the process if the data quality is too poor, which means that you will not have an automated forecast that's based on poor data. You will be notified that this is the problem, and then you will go in manually and see what you can do about the situation as a user. So that was the data monitoring part 1 of Aiolos Quality Service. Part 2 is the process error monitoring. One thing that we see here is missing and delayed weather forecast. So if you have a problem with the weather forecast supplier that you use, you will have a notification if it's more than maybe 30 or 60 minutes late, or if it's missing at all for the full forecast or for parts of it. As I mentioned before, is the tuning processes applied properly? and you will have these in-system notifications or emails as you use the software as well. So it's if something goes wrong when you make a manual change or a manual forecast, you will be notified as well. The third part is the Intelligent Business Report, and you can use this for many different things. The most obvious, I would say, is the forecast accuracy. So if you have the automatic follow-up configured, you could use this reporting tool. If you do not have the follow-up configured, or if you simply do not know what it is, please contact us and we will help you with that. So these reports could be sent to you on a scheduled basis or created on demand. And it could be anything from a technical analysis to some kind of executive summary that's a little bit more easy to digest maybe. And you can choose to view selected input data in correlation with output, such as accuracy measurement. So you can use this not only to see what is the accuracy, you can try to analyze why the situation is as it is as well. And you can view trendings in the data set, so it's not the everyday accuracy that you look at. You can see over time as well if you're moving in the right direction or the wrong direction when it comes to accuracy. And then we have the fourth part of IOLO's quality service, and this is a optional service that as we see it, sorry. And what this means that we, as a IOLO's team, with our experts, can basically give you the same help as you have from the automated features, but we will give our point of view as well. So accuracy trend monitoring, if we see that you as a customer is going in the wrong direction when it comes to accuracy, we will go in and check ourselves with the settings and check the model tunings, etc., to see if we could find why this is. Why are you making less accurate forecast now than you were last month ago or the same period last year? Just an example. So this is a very good second opinion or a proactive expert help that we supply that we think could be of great use for you as a client. I was talking a little bit about the notifications before, and you can get them in-system notifications, you can get them by email, and you can get them in a text message. What we can supply today is the email, and Andre will show you what that looks like in a couple of minutes. What I will show you now is in one way the vision of what we think this might look like in the near future, but this is not what we have at the moment. This is maybe a few months away. So you could get a text message like this when IOLOS detects something. So here we can see that we have 3 warnings and 1 error, and you can click the link to read more of what this is about. And then a warning here is related to something that do not stop the process of making a forecast, but might result in a less accurate forecast. And an error is something that completely stops the process. So a text message like this is something that you can get. And you can get an email also. So you can see here data warnings, process errors, and some kind of accuracy report. So here we can see one of the filterings that has been set up, giving an error or a warning here. So maximum 240 hours of missing consumption history is exceeded for serious price area 3. And then you can click read more if you would like to see the basics or the parameters regarding this, or see the actual data. And the same here with the error. We're missing one of the weather suppliers. Supplier 5 is out for this forecast that we have made. And this is what it looks like a little bit bigger. So to summarize things a little bit. We have the advanced data monitoring, meaning filtering of all data that you could import or export from Aiolos. We have the process monitoring. That's the weighting, that's the auto-tune, the weather forecast, things like that. We have the business reporting for accuracy and more technical analysis. And we have the optional Aiolos Team Supervisory Service. And with them, the notifications, that means that you do not actually have to use Aiolos at the moment to be notified that something is wrong.